this past Monday on the 19th, we had this really, really important aspect of Chiron and the North nodes. But I need to explain to you about the lunar nodes for those of you who may not be familiar with them. What are they? About where they're at right now. And then I'll tell you the message of Chiron in Aquarius with the North node is bringing us. So first, what are the lunar nodes? Okay. Technically, the nodes aren't planets. They are 2 points in the sky where the moon's orbit intersects with the ecliptic. I'm going to show you a diagram of that'll explain that even better. The North node represents a person we're evolving into, which is calculated by our birth charts. The South node represents our ancestral past or karmic ties that we are here to heal from and through. And what I love about the lunar nodes, to me, this is about our sacred contract. This is our sacred contract. A lot of time you'll hear the North node called destiny, and you'll hear the South node called karma. But all in all, to me, it's about what is the purpose for us being here. It's tied to our purpose. So these are really powerful astrological points. Yeah. So here's the diagram, just to give you an idea of what they mean by the elliptic. And it has to do with, of course, how the sun and the moon are orbiting as if the Earth is like the center of the galaxy. But where they touch, that part of the sky where they touch, the path of the moon and the sun touch together, that becomes what we call the node. Okay, so it is a portal. That's how I see the nodes. I see the nodes as portals, really powerful portals that we get to work with and use to navigate our sacred contracts, to navigate through our life. And it's just really, really powerful. I just want to share this message from Joyce Gillespie, another Piscean. Woohoo! Happy birthday. Wonderful, wonderful. Mine's on March the 3rd, so I'm close by next week. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that helps you understand the technology of nodes and why they're important, again, because they're these portals. This, when the sun and the moon come together, that's no joke. That is no joke. So more about what they are. Astrologically, the lunar nodes are associated with spiritual development, because that's what our sacred contract is. Our sacred contract is what has our soul come incorporated into this third dimension to learn so that it can grow. So again, the nodes are associated with spiritual development. The South node represents your karma, or all of the experiences you've already absorbed throughout your lifetimes. By contrast, the North node represents that which is yet to come, what you should focus on now in order to resolve the karma from the past. So we're always building and growing from our past. That's a really important thing. We're not supposed to be repeating our past. We're supposed to be growing from it. And that's why healing from historical and ancestral wounds, which I've been talking about in Wisdom Walk Talk, is so essential. Now, as it says here, the lunar nodes are always directly opposite one another. Our past, after all, is inevitably directly linked to our future. So again, the use of that, and that's by Kelly Fox. I really like her as an astrologer. She's on a website called astrology.tv, because I think she comes from Australia. She does some very good graphics too. I like the pictures she puts together to talk about the different aspects. Yeah. So let's move along with these lunar nodes. So on July 17th in 2023, we had the important event when the nodes change signs. So that means the path of the sun and the moon, where they meet on the ecliptic, it changed up. And so we left out of Taurus and we moved into Aries in the North node, left out of Scorpio and moved into Libra in the South node. Now, at the collective level, this is the emphasis shift. Taurus to Scorpio themes: value, finances, possession. So in Aries to Libra themes: self-mastery, relationships, partnerships. Isn't that cool? So wonderful. So that's just to let you know why the North Node energy, again, what is it? Yeah, self-mastery, relationships, partnerships is so important with Chiron showing up into it. And so this, again, on February 19th, and Chiron is an asteroid, but it is mythologically connected to the wounded healer. Chiron, who was half man, half horse. His parents were upset when he came out looking like that, and they abandoned him, and he gets raised by Apollo, I believe. And he does, so he's dealing with his wound of abandonment. He gets hit by somebody's arrow, and has to heal himself. And he also helped out Prometheus, the one that brought fire to the humans. He got punished for that, but ends up being up in the stars as a constellation, and an asteroid is how he seemed to. But he brings us that whole myth about the wounded healer, that, because he becomes a great healer. He's always helping people, healing people. And the message is, despite whatever core wound you have, you can heal from it. In fact, it can be your treasure. And as it says here, Chiron takes 50 years to orbit the sun, and the nodes take 27 years to orbit the sun. The last time Chiron and the North Node met in a conjunction was in 2008. That was a pretty important year for all of us. And I know it was important for me. It's actually when I began my Wisdom Walk program, which was the first time I was able to integrate African spirituality into a human services program. And that program is still going. It's really amazing. Chiron conjunct North Node in Aries is your opportunity to reclaim your identity and change the trajectory of your lineage. I'll repeat that. Chiron conjunct North Node in Aries is your opportunity to reclaim your identity and change the trajectory of your lineage. That sounds like healing ancestral wounds to me. It's your unique chance to break free from inherited patterns and create a new narrative for yourself and future generations. This is so important, folks. I can't tell you enough how important this is. Now, this conjunction isn't about a one-day event. This is just telling you that starting on February 19th, the heavens have aligned, the cosmos has aligned to bring us this supportive energy for creating a new narrative for ourselves and future generations to heal from those ancestral inherited patterns, wound patterns that don't work anymore. So we should all have a heightened sense of this is important, and know what our ancestral wounds are, which ones we're working on, and to know that we're being supported in healing that. Again, in my Wisdom Walk talk, my 2 broadcasts and live streams for February, I talk about that. So go to my YouTube channel and you can check them out. Now, excuse me, I'm so excited about this. This is cream. According to the wisdom I keep, we're in a mineral year, and mineral is not just about remembering purpose. It's also about shifting up your story. Yeah. Because the mineral persons are story keepers in a village. And it's so important for us to know that we can have a new story, a new narrative, that we can have our personal renaissance. I can't preach this enough. So here's some more information about the North Node conjunct in Aries with Chiron. Now, what does this all mean for the collective? Well, the North Node in Aries and Chiron in Aries are supporting us to step into our missions and knocking any narratives of self-doubt to the side, ultimately encouraging us to become our fullest selves. Yet at our core wounds that have been holding us back. The magic lies in addressing these wounds, unlocking parts of ourselves that have remained trapped in the past. It empowers us to break free from the cycle of endlessly replaying old conversations and experiences. Old tapes that need to be taken out of the cassette player. And for you old school people, you know what I mean. Chiron can assist us in letting go of the comparison game, allowing us to embody our most authentic and fearless selves. Yes, and this was from astrologer Sade Jackson. Beautiful, beautiful message there. And then from Astro Butterfly, she says, Chiron is a missing link. If you've been feeling alienated from yourself and the world at large, Chiron will reunite you with your essence and the collective whole. But how do we find healing? Well, how do we do the Chiron work? Here's where the Chiron North Node conjunction comes into play. Pay attention to any insights and downloads that came to you around February 19th, when Chiron is exactly conjunct the North Node. While nothing concrete may happen right away, the transit will awaken something inside of you, something that will become obvious in March through April, when we have an Aries stellium, including an eclipse conjunct Chiron. And a stellium, again, is where you have 3 or more planets and heavenly bodies all in that same part of the sky. And that always magnifies things. And Aries is all about what? Yeah, moving forward, getting started, getting up, going, doing it. You know, it's a fire energy. So yeah, this is like really, 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 really important. I can't stress this enough. And again, the piece here to know is that we have this supportive energy. Carmen Ray says, love it. Yay, Carmen. Yes. Wow. Wow. This is so big. It's so big. It's so big. And like I said, it's not just a one-time event. It will continue, but it's for us to know that that exact lineup came. So again, anything that's come to you, I got stuff before, because I usually am at least a week or two before. So I got my message before of what ancestral wound I needed to work on, and I'm working on it.